I'm CeCee with IdeateTV here at the Comic Con Revolution in Ontario, California, and I'm with the creator of a very interesting and unique comic that I just saw. It's WTF Mama. Shayla, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Let me get your full name.
Shayla Height.
Shayla Height. All right, Miss Height, tell us about your book.
So WTF Mama is about Nanita. Nanita's our star. She's 85 years old. She is really fighting for her independence. So you know how when you get older, your family's like, move in with us, or we're going to take away your license or whatever. And she's fighting like hell to keep what she has and having adventures doing it with her actually crazy family.
Okay, what caught my eye was just the graphics are so unique, and the story is actually very unique. I've never heard of someone making this into an entire series. What motivated you to do that?
Because while most people have at least one woman in their family that makes them say WTF Mama, I have 8 or 9. And
my goodness.
I actually created this comic with the characters based on these women.
Okay, how do they feel about that?
Well, some of the benefit is that most of the women have gone on to that next place, but I think they would enjoy it. I mean, who doesn't want to see themselves in a comic book?
Yeah, so what was the process like to have this come into a comic book, an actual book, a physical copy that you can see and hold?
So, obviously it's the idea. My husband, so I'm the writer and creator. My husband, Ray Anthony Height, actually does the art. And
Shout out to the husband.
Shout out to him. And he was very helpful in helping me kind of plot and strategize and think through how we do this. So we are self-published, but him, like in the storytelling and putting together what we needed to, the hardest thing was the consistency in putting the pages together and writing the stories. To actually like push the button to publish it and get books back, that was probably the easiest part.
Okay, so you wouldn't think that would be the easiest. You think there's a process or anything, but I'm sure you did research to figure out how that would work for you.
Yes, I definitely did research. I definitely listened to my husband who has worked for Marvel and DC and, have that insight and background. But also me being passionate about the characters and knowing in my head, like what they're supposed to sound like, how they're supposed to behave, different characteristics, was also very important in doing a lot of legwork. Because the characters, like, they're meant to go on and on in different books. And so we have different, artists come. And so you have to be very clear, like, on the characteristics, on how they look, on the situations, how they would react.
And how many books do you have?
So far, we have 3. We just had ended a successful Kickstarter, which will yield another book. And then there's 2 more books planned for this year, in which Nanita actually blows up her house. And she has to find a place to live, and it's a complete, unbelievable adventure to get her back to her house. Yeah.
Well, it's a very interesting story, and it seems like these characters come from a place of love. Yes, they're getting into a little bit of trouble. It sounds like.
Yes,
but they're able to conquer whatever they're getting themselves into.
Yes, it is love, and it really is about honoring through humor outspoken women who are unapologetically themselves, because each of these women, Nanita, her daughters, her granddaughters, and the men that love them, they're like, it was why you say WTF Mama, right? Because it's I myself without apology, and it's such a beautiful thing because so much of life can be about conformity or do what other people think you should be doing at any age, right? And at 85, people think she should be slowing down. People think she should just, fade into the background. Well, she drives a Chevy Chevelle that she restored herself, right? So it's a character who is bucking the stereotype of what an 85-year-old woman should be doing. But she still is an 85-year-old woman who has to fight to keep her independence and fight to keep her family from kind of taking over.
And you mentioned you had a Kickstarter, so the reception has been good. Was there a good response from the public?
Yes, we actually overfunded our Kickstarter, and that was really, really exciting. And what's nice is because of some of the tiers that fans will get to be in the actual book too. So that'll be nice. Yeah.
So people want to pick up WTF Mama. Actually, first tell me about the title, how you were able to come up with that.
Well, we went through several iterations. But because of the antics of the women, there was no really other title. Like, that's what happens. And that is I have thought that dealing with my own mom, grandma, aunt, right? I have said it out loud as I've been able to get older, like, what are you doing, right? And so it just, like, that's made sense. And hopefully it would communicate what this is about quite immediately.
Well, it definitely does, and it's eye-catching for sure. The graphics are amazing, and I see you have the merch as well.
Yes. So we have...
You have the clothing as well?
Yes, I made us a jacket, like, here.
Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if people want to find more on the adventures of WTF Mama and what you're up to,
We're on Instagram. It's all the word spelled out. Somehow Instagram let us do that. And say WTF Mama is the website. But Instagram is where you can see new stories, new character, that kind of thing, and keep up with what we're doing currently.
how does it feel for you to see this out in public and seeing people pick it up?
It's actually very surreal. Like, we have 3 books now, and I was explaining, about the Kickstarter, but at first it was just an idea in my head, right? That's all it was. And having it out there and being able to talk to people about these women, about the characters, has been really, really gratifying. It's like, it's a dream come true.
Well, it's nice to see that happen for you, and it's great to see the work. It's very cool, very fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to me, and have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the Comic-Con.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shayla. And for IdeateTV, I'm CeCee. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more.